Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Nation Network. Once again, we are on the countdown to WWE 2k18 coming up in, just about a week away. People starting to get excited about this, so just a reminder to everybody that's a fan of the channel. First off, we appreciate your support very much. Thank you. We're coming up on that 500 mark. Super excited about that. I know that's not the biggest number in YouTube audience. I get it. But considering that we don't do any form of advertising, we don't go out and hijack other people's streams trying to get people over to us. We rely strictly on the word of mouth of you, the viewers, who like the content we're putting out, and that's the only way we want to get people on this channel. We're not going out there and trying to grab people and bring them in. If we had 20 people that were dedicated to old school wrestling the way I am, that would be fine with me as well. But the fact that we're moving up to that 500 number is just so exciting right now. I'm having a good time with that. Looking forward to that. Would love it if we could somehow make that happen between now and the launch day, which I think is actually possible. We'll see how it goes. I think by the end of the first week we'll get there, because we're going to be doing so much streaming for WWE 2k18 in that first week. Most of the things that normally go on behind the scenes that I don't broadcast at the beginning of a season will be completely open this season. I'm going to be broadcasting pretty much all of it. So you're going to see how I go about getting the roster together. I'm going to be creating a whole bunch of content and wrestlers and things like that. And yes, Johnny, maybe even some more blood feuds. Who knows? I'm looking forward to seeing what they've done. I've seen some video, but I try not to watch these videos that come out weeks in advance that show you everything about the 2K18 stuff. I've seen that they had the Create Arena video out there, which shows you a lot of the options, and I'm so excited about the ones that I have seen, but I didn't want to sit through the whole video because I want the opportunity to see it firsthand myself. So the little bit I've seen, I saw a couple of quick moments of the different hairstyles for the female wrestlers. I have not seen anything about hairstyles for the male wrestlers, although I hope that they've come up with some 70s, 80s styles of hair. You know, a little bit more of the big hair thing, like the Tito Santana, the Red Rooster, that kind of thing. But we'll see. Again, I'm looking forward to it. But I've been doing an unreal amount of facial creating and stuff like that. Stuff that I normally don't do. Usually when I make a call, I do it from scratch, and I only use the things that are available in the game. I don't import photos for a number of reasons. But this year, I'm going to give it a shot. I've already got like 60 ready to go. I'm testing a few of them. I'm going to test one more here on this stream just to get used to it a little bit on 2K17 before 18 comes, which will hopefully make things go a little bit smoother and get this thing. I want to get it up and running as quickly as possible. Normally, I always do the same thing. I take the week off for the release. So I've got 7 days straight, and it's going to be insane. I'm going to be streaming a whole lot of WWE 2K18 that first week. Starting on, I think the 13th, technically, I can get the game 4 days ahead with the pre-order. So starting at noon Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be going. The first stream probably only be about 5 or 6 hours, but after that, it's going to be like 10-hour sessions. It's going to be insane. So with that in mind, let's see what we got here. Nation Arena, sort of. We've got the Warfare Arena, and I've changed that up a little bit. I did a sneak peek again. I was working on that a little bit. And jobbers, yeah, we're going to have jobbers. I'll be honest with you, I don't know about Tony Zane, but there are going to be some jobbers. Some of them have been names that folks here in the nation have thrown out over and over again, and I looked into it and said, yeah, you know what, we could probably do something with that. I got to keep it to 10 or less just because of the roster spots. Like I said, I'm already at 62 or 64. 64 that I'm ready to go and start working on, and that's total. That does include roughly 3 or 4 jobbers. So I've got room for another maybe 5, but I've got to keep the main roster available for the real names. So anyway, yeah, keep an eye out for that, though. Some of the names that have been thrown around in recent weeks are going to be there. So here's what we're looking at. The Classic WWF, that is going to fall under the guise of the LWF, Legends Wrestling Federation. And they are going to be coming back to some capacity. AWA has the full spotlight this season because our ratings have shown that they stay strong. And it's something I've never given a full season to. So I feel like it's the right time to do that. There's some really, really strong AWA history before it got real bad at the end. Kind of like WCW was good at one point in time until that last year and a half. So AWA is going to get the lion's share this year. That said, LWF isn't going away, so we will still see the classic WWF stars. Matter of fact, we're going to be working on one here in just a few minutes. The NWA will definitely still be in the house, and the WCCW will still be represented. So hopefully that puts that to rest. I know I've had a lot of people asking me, what am I going to do? And I've just been crunching numbers over and over again, because the biggest thing is there's only so much time I have available, and I want to put content out that the majority of the viewers like. And the good thing is, one thing we all share in common is we like old school wrestling. So whether that is old classic WWF, classic NWA, classic AWA, we all like the older wrestling. Today's product, I think we can agree, is just nowhere near as good. Let's see. You saw the names there for the AWA. I've seen a lot of names. And yeah, you know what? And the funny thing about this is, as I've gotten more into the AWA here with the streams, and as more of you have really reacted well to it, I've gone back on the network and watched some of the old AWA stuff there, and then I've had because they don't have a big selection, then I went onto YouTube as usual, and I pulled up some old stuff there. I've got some old stuff, old videos and stuff like that as well, but those are the things that I've already seen, I'm already familiar with. I'm trying to get some of the stuff that's a little before I was following the AWA. I really didn't see any AWA wrestling until they hit ESPN. So everything prior to that is what I am looking forward to. Heel or face turns? You know what? That's wrestling, isn't it? That's just wrestling. I can tell you what I know won't end up happening, because I would have heard about it by now, I think. They have still not got to the point of brilliance at 2K to allow us to book matches, to actually have a tag team match and say this team is going to split, so that somebody turns on somebody. That's the next evolution. That has to happen. I really thought when they were focusing all of their energy on the PS4 and finally turning the door on PS3 behind, I really thought we were going to see a much more diverse universe mode, and maybe there will be some stuff. Again, I haven't watched too much of the videos that are being leaked out there, but one way or another, when you do a live stream, it's a little trickier, because I've got to go with the flow. When things happen that I wasn't expecting, because they do have run-ins, and we saw one with Slaughter last episode of AWA where he came out on Hogan. I didn't book it. Got to make something happen with it, though. And it's great, because I've got two different ways I can take that, and I'm still not decided on which way I'm going to go with it. But y'all will find out very soon. I don't think it was terrible when it first hit ESPN. I think it got bad shortly after that. But when they first hit ESPN, you still had Nick Bockwinkel as the champion. You still had Larry Zbyszko doing some good stuff. You had a young Kurt Hennig. Even Greg Gagne, who I don't personally care for. I think he's boring as paint. He's just not an exciting guy. But when you had him and Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, you had the Road Warriors. They were still at their peak. They were this absolutely destructive force right before they went to the NWA and started feuding with the Russians. Hell, you had Jimmy Garvin. You had some good stuff when they first got on ESPN. It was shortly after that it all went downhill. Yeah, I agree. WCCW, here's the thing. I am still trying to get into that world a little bit more. Never watched that on ESPN so much. It didn't grab me back then. And I'm trying to get back into it now. I like a lot of the stars. I just don't have a lot of experience with them. I didn't watch a ton of that. So once again, now I believe on the network, I read somewhere that they just released a boatload of WCCW video. So I'll be going back and looking at some of that as well. So anyway, with the AWA roster, when you start seeing these guys that I start putting together next week, you're going to realize that we are going back in time beyond 86, 87. We're going back a ways. I don't know about all the way to 84, but we'll be in that 85, 86 area with a couple of the names. And again, I want to leave some surprises. So one of the things I think will end up happening during these live streams and I haven't quite figured out the prizes and things like that, but because, again, you guys have been so supportive over the years, and this is going on, I think, the 15th season that we're doing video. I took one season off, and I forget which game it was. It was just god-awful, and I knew I wasn't going to make any videos for it, so that was the year I did Fire Pro. But all in all, the channel's been up and running for 15 years. Now, obviously, if you've been around from day one, this isn't the same channel. The first channel got shut down because I put other videos on there of wrestling from the old Kit Parker production films, and they went and hit me with all of these copyright infringements, and even though I was starting to pull them off, I guess I didn't pull them off in time, and they shut down my channel. And as a matter of fact, when I was doing the invasion angle with TNA, that was what started this whole thing. There were points where I needed interviews to kind of segue the matches, so I would take video from, let's say, TNA, and at that time Jeff Jarrett was there doing his thing, and then I would sub in my voiceover work to tell the story. And of course TNA came down and dropped the big hammer on it, saying, no, that's our stuff, it's copyrighted, which technically I could have got away with a fight on that one because of the changing of the voice that became a different form of art, and it's protected, and it was also under, I forget what the time limit was back then, which is probably the same now, but it wasn't worth it to me. I just started up anew and changed the way I do things where they can't, they can still put copyrights on there, but now it's copyrights where they get money for it, and I don't care because I'm not here to make a buck. I'm here just because I enjoy what I do, and apparently some of you guys like it too. Jake the Milkman Milliman, I don't know who that is. Wink, wink. Global Wrestlers, Johnny, I don't want to give too much away yet, so I'm starting to say what I'm going to be doing starting next week when I start doing these created wrestlers. I'm not going to tell you who I'm creating, and whoever can come up with the right answer first is going to win some sort of a prize or something like that. And it might not be for each one because some of them are going to be easy to figure out right away, but there's a couple out there that I think when I first do the face load, because I've carved away, I'm kind of I like Photoshop a bit, and I've been messing with it a lot more in recent weeks. So, you have to cut away a lot of the face of the wrestler to get a scan that you can really use, because anything that's a shadow on a picture is going to show up as this black smear on a creator wrestler. And I hate it. One of the reasons, again, I don't usually do the face scans is because you either get a real shiny spot that looks horrible, or you get a really dark spot, which looks horrible. So I've been experimenting with a few different ones here. As a matter of fact, you'll end up seeing the Hulk Hogan I'm going with now, which is one I just created. And it took a little while to get there, but I even learned from this one where I went back to the face scan and I've tweaked it a little bit, so it should be good to go next week. I know who he was. I'm just messing with you. Jake the Milkman. Heavy-set guy, big beard, long before there was a Wyatt family. Maybe he's the lost one. He's Bray Wyatt's real dad. They need to bring him back. Mr. Tuesday, thank you so much, because I'll tell you what, last season I dedicated a lot to what was called Fierce, and that was the promotion I created for women wrestling, because, gosh dang it, look how well they've come so far. They are doing really good work, and quite honestly, I can only, like the last pay-per-view, what was that, Hell in a Cell, what did we just have? Whatever that last train wreck pay-per-view was a couple weeks ago, Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. Whatever was the last one, that's how bad it is, I can't remember the name of it. The only match I could watch was the women's match. Everything else was just like, all right, just cut to the chase, get to the end, let me see how it finishes. And most of them just don't finish well anymore. The Mae Young Classic. There were so many good matches in that. And I watched almost all of that. So I'm glad somebody else appreciates the women. Glow will be back, but it's going to be a special. It's going to be kind of like Saturday night's main event. Every 6 weeks we'll have an episode. Again, time commitments, I only have so much to work with. But I think the fact that Glow is kind of having a resurgence with the Netflix series, and if you haven't caught that, you need to. It's not factually accurate, but it's so well done. Great writing, great acting, good storytelling. It's really good, and some of it is accurate. But, again, it's kind of brought this revival in Glow Wrestling back, so I thought it was a good transition, and then I thought the idea of having the old theme of Glow, which fits the old school channel that I've got going here, and then you take today's talent and infuse it that way, why not? Alright guys, let's get into the actual stuff that I want to work on, which is a couple of creations. So we're going to start with championships. I don't know if I have a slot available for me to make a new one or not. I might have to delete something, but we'll see. It's going to let me do it. Awesome sauce. So let's start with a front plate. Nope, gotta change the actual front plate. And I am looking forward to seeing if there's any... again, I've seen videos real quick. But I'm going to be very curious to see how many new options, if there are any new options. I hope there are. That's exactly what I think I want right there. And side plates, I think we're going to need... Let's see. Is that one or two? I need two. Those aren't round. Let's try that again. No, but I need two. Actually, do I need round? No, I don't need round. I'm pretty sure rectangle. We can always go back and change it later. How's that? Alright, that'll get us started. Let's go with the strap. I'm going to start that off with... Alright, anybody know? As soon as you know what belt we're making, let me know. I think I'm going to give it away in just a second, but it's okay. Let me start with the side plates. If I can sneak that in without you seeing it. I'm not sure how far down this is going to end up going. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to seeing the universe mode in action. One of the things that I was hoping, and I haven't heard, maybe they have, I haven't heard yet, that they would do is if you're not in universe mode and you're playing a match, just a straight match out of the gameplay, and you have it set where run-ins are allowed, I would like it to do that, but I would like it to do that in a sense where it will understand current rivalries. So even though you're not in universe mode, so the same way, like if you make a tag team in a universe mode and also want to have it, you have to do it separately. You have to redo the whole damn tag team outside of universe mode in order to have it there in standard game. I would like to see it where you can just copy and paste, you know, import from universe mode a tag team or something like that. But at the same time, I would really like to either carry over feuds or let you set the same feuds you want, or new ones if you want, in standard game mode, so that only those people would be likely to run in on a match, if that makes any sense. Might be on the wrong... no, I didn't just do that, did I? Where am I at? Where am I at? I'm so confused. Did I go... I'm not sure where I'm at. I don't think I went this far down, did I? I might have. I doubt I went this far. Alright, let's go back this way. I forgot which panel I was on. So what I will say is the first several days that I'm streaming, if you're looking for gameplay video, there will be some, but not a lot. It's kind of square, I guess. I'm going to be doing a lot of setting up. I'm going to do this. And I think I'm going to try here. Man, I'll tell you what, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, normally it comes down to licensing. I don't know what his family members are about. You know, maybe did he have family? Did he have kids and all that? He died young. I don't know. I mean, they may have just decided, hey, we don't want this to happen. We don't want our dad's likeness. Or, again, assuming he had kids, I don't know. But usually it's a licensing deal where, kind of like Owen Hart. I mean, we all know that they would love to put Owen Hart in a game, but his wife is not going to let that happen. There you are. Oops. Nope. Sorry, wrong button. Look at there. Alright, I'm starting to get the hang of this. Alright, so we go our logos again. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Totally forgot. Well, in that case, I really don't know why. Again, it has to have something to do with licensing, but usually they just go to the family and, you know, they get a royalty check. And I mean, that's what's happening with Macho Man. His wife gets the money. Should have paid attention to how far down I went. Now, I mentioned that the NWA was going to come back this next season as well. The NWA covers a lot of area, though. So just keep that in mind. Tough to get it to line up neat. Alright, let's go ahead and make this. I always forget to take the nameplate off. Trying to remember what name his son wrestled under. He's actually not that bad from what I recall. I saw a couple of his matches. So we are making the later year NWA tag team titles here, as you can probably figure out now. So if you guys are into the whole idea of, creator wrestlers and setting up a season and all that kind of stuff, you're going to probably get a lot out of the first couple of days worth of streaming. After that, I'm going to start fading into the gameplay a little bit more. I don't do online play. It's just not worth my time. Never have. Doubt I ever will. One thing I will say that I'm seriously considering this year that I have never done before, and that is the possibility of, create your own superstar for the career mode. It looks like it has enough potential to be good that I might give it a shot. The call names, yeah, I agree with you. You know what? When I think back to, I think it was the Legends of Wrestling game, not the WWE version, WWF version, but that I think it was Acclaim. I forget who put it out. Had Hulk Hogan on the cover, and this was like in between his contracts and all that kind of stuff, and had this enormous wrestling library and all that. They had names that would be announced of guys that were not in the game. Now, they didn't have it all together, so I'm trying to remember. They didn't have Ric Flair. Yeah, they did not have. He was under contract. They did not have Ric Flair, but they had Ric and they had Flair. Put them together. So I don't see any reason why they can't do that, but they don't. A lot of people have been, and by the way, if you guys are on the PlayStation Network and you're into the old school wrestling, which I would guess you are since you're here, we have a community page that's called the Humanoid Nation, go figure, and it was been that for a while. So invite you to join us there if you like, because a lot of old school wrestling talk and pictures and all kinds of stuff. There was a reason I brought that up, because what was I just talking about before that? Oh yeah, so I don't generally, when I make my created wrestlers, I generally do not, I like the way it's looking, use the call names anyway. I turn all my audio off because, as we know, the announcing is god-awful, and that has not improved, and I keep saying it, and it bears repeating. I don't get it. I just don't get it. If you don't have it, just watch a video on YouTube of the UFC video game. They're new kids on the block, man. They've only been around about 5 years making video games. And only the last 2 or 3 have been serious. But you feel like you're watching a pay-per-view. The production is so accurate, and my God, the voice work. It's spot on, it's emotional, it's real, it's exciting. Every WWE game, it just sounds like Cole has a gun to his head making him do it. And it's not even just Cole. Even when they had Jerry Lawler, even when they had Jim Ross, it was very canned. It was very rehearsed. It was very read your lines and read your script. And they're not actors. Not all of them anyway. And the ones that aren't good necessarily actors. They're good wrestlers in some cases, but they weren't great actors. They just do not come across well. It doesn't come across like a live event. They have never had Tito Santana. They have never had Bob Backlund. It's amazing to me at some of the names they've never given a shot to. And this year's the least number of Hall of Famers. They don't. Beth Phoenix, no, right? She's not in. Go figure that one out. That was a slap. Pretty sure she would have signed that deal. Not sure if I want to keep the same strap or if I want to change the strap out. I might change the strap. Yeah, no, they always claim that, and then you watch the video. Look, I don't care personally. It works well for me because I know one of the reasons my channel does as well as it's doing and why I'm gaining some support in the last several months is because I think the announcing job that we do comes across better than the products. It's more realistic. It's in the moment. And again, with the live stream, things happen that I don't know are going to happen, so it's a legitimate reaction. It's almost like their announcers lack passion. That doesn't help. I mean, listen, truth be told, Michael Cole is the worst announcer I can remember. Maybe Mike Adamle was worse. Okay, I'll give you that. Mike Adamle is the worst announcer of all time to ever have a real spotlight, a real position on a major show for a big franchise. But after that, now I got to try and remember which one I'm up to. I'm going to go with that one. I think that's it. Not that it really matters who looks inside plates anyway. Well, in the beginning, he wasn't. That's the funny thing. Yeah, he evolved into that. You know, WWE, give him credit. It's kind of like WCW back in the day when they brought in the Shockmaster, and during his big debut on Clash of the Champions, a dummy stumbled through the wall. And then they just turned the gimmick all the way around. He was supposed to be this force to be reckoned with. And then instead, he turns out to be this goofball, can't walk and chew gum. And they just ran with it. Well, it's the same thing they did with Adamle. And it was easier because he was going to keep screwing up his lines. But this is really, that's a good example of why the WWE continues to fail. Give me a second here. Where's the option to turn off the plate? I always forget where that's at. It's not going to be base settings. Front plate probably, right? Yep, there you go. Let me see about switching out the strap real quick. Front plate, strap design. If you change channel design, you will lose all color or logos related changes. No, I don't want to do that. Let me do this. I'll save this, then I'll try and change it and see if it screws everything up. Dude, you said it right on the money, and I was just thinking this the other day. You're 100% right. The thought that went through my mind about a week or so ago, as I tried watching that pay-per-view, whatever that last pay-per-view train wreck was, and I'm sitting there thinking, the WWF, WWE, and Vince McMahon claimed victory in the Monday Night Wars. They won. And the reality is, they lost big time. Because it was a WCW and the threat that made them great back in the 90s. That was what got them there. That's what brought out Stone Cold and Attitude and HBK and Bret Hart and all that stuff was because of the WCW driving them. You're right. There's no competition. Nothing drives them anymore. But now, look what's happening. Their ratings are falling in the toilet. Their live gate is down. Big time down. There are no more pay-per-views. You call it a pay-per-view, but the fact is, for $9.99 a month, I get it all, so it's not like I'm paying to view each show. It's a one-time fee. The days of getting $30 and $40 and $50, they're gone. So if you're giving it away for $9.99 a month, how motivated are you to put on a tremendous show? I would say probably not very. And the lack of competition, I mean, really, who's running against them? TNA? Global? Come on, man. They're barely on TV. And quite honestly, every other week they're not. So, always in between contracts.
Trust me.
Really? Alright, we'll just go with tag. Is it TNA this week? I can't remember. They change their name every other week, so I'm not sure what to call them anymore. You know, I remember when they very first launched, and they had the Wednesday pay-per-views for, what was it, $9, I think? Every Wednesday was $9. And the first probably 3 months, I got every one of them. Just because I wanted to support them. I thought it was important for some independent company to come along, and I thought they were trying pretty hard. I kind of liked it. They had a little of their own, you know, twist to it. But man, that went south fast, didn't it? I think the first couple years they did okay, and then I'd like to be able to tell you where they jumped the shark, and I don't know, to be honest with you. I just can't. Again, no point in me putting. Oh, yeah, they can't have the NWA name in here, can they? I'm pretty sure they don't have NWA. I don't think they can. National Wrestling Alliance, I'm sure you can do that, but by then you've used all three up, so I'm just going to leave that blank. Superstar. Single or tag. Cruiserweight is off. Alright. Now we're going back to edit, and if I can change the belt without having to lose all the logos and stuff, then I'll do that. And if not, I'm going to be good with that belt, because it's only going to get shown one time before we move into the new game. I like the NWA Tag Team title belts that I've been using this season, which were the, I believe, 25th anniversary belts. I remember when the Rock and Roll Express were wearing those, and I thought they were just like the best looking belts ever. Strap design. How's that look? Ooh, that's not too bad. Did I hear about the big match? You mean the one that they're gonna screw the pooch on? Why would anyone even try this? What I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm still shaking my head, is they're gonna have two tag teams doing a War Games match. You don't do War Games with 4 people. You do War Games with 4 people on each side, maybe. And it's actually supposed to be 5 on 5, if my math is correct, right? 4 Horsemen plus James J. Dillon, right? I gotta tell you, I was just like, ugh. They kill me. They really do. That's even worse. Oh my God. 3 teams Wait a minute. Are you telling me they have 3 tag teams of 3? I mean, when they did the War Game, I don't remember them ever doing a 3-team War Game. How does that work? You have 2 doors to go in. I mean, it's kind of odd that you'd have a 3rd team, like that 3rd wheel. That just doesn't work, right? Ew, God. It gets worse by the minute. I'm going to switch that plate out. Let's see if I can find something a little bit more robust. That might work. Yeah, it might not. Let me try something else here. Yeah, no, that's definitely not going to happen. I'll bet everything on that. They will never put a 2-ring War Games. The what's the word I'm looking for? I can't. I've drawn a blank. Man, I've been up all night. Keep in mind that. What that would require of them, though, from a technical standpoint, is just it's not happening. Let me try this real quick here and see if this works. Alright, so I have a general knowledge of who Sanity is, although other than Eric Young, I can't name them. I used to like watching NXT, but ever since Bayley's group moved on, it hasn't been the same for me. I have no idea who the Undisputed Era is, and I cannot stand the Authors of Pain. I absolutely think they are... Let's talk about the WWE for just a second. How long did they build in NXT the Ascension? A good 4.5, 5 years, really, because you have to remember, originally Connor had, what's his name, as a tag team partner, and then dumbass goes and gets himself arrested for drunken disorderly, and they drop him. And then Connor kind of fluctuates in singles match here and there, doesn't do anything for almost 9 months, until they find the new tag team partner, rebuild the Ascension all over again. And they're this unbeatable force. They are this new version of the LOD, badass. And while the obvious comparisons are made early on, they survived it. They came out on top, and they were legit, and they felt real. Bring them up to the main roster day one. Job them out to a couple of guys that are 50. Are you kidding me? Why do you invest that much time and money and immediately bury them? It makes me want to grab someone by the throat. And I've heard Vince and Triple H and everybody in power, that all the fans there, they all know the answer. Hey, assholes, you've tried it your way and it's not working. Maybe you ought to listen to fans. Just saying. I've heard them talk badly about Jim Cornette, and I know he's made enemies, and I know he's said things that, he won't take them back. He meant them. But one thing you cannot say about the guy is that he doesn't know anything. And they always come up with the same thing. Oh, Jim Cornette still thinks it's 1986. I got news for you. 1986 would do well right about now. It would do a whole lot better than the crap that they're putting us through. Really? Huh, doesn't have it saved. Undisputed Era is Adam Cole and Ray Jarrigan from ROH. I know Adam Cole's name, and I know he made a debut at the last takeover, I believe, right? But I didn't see it. Again, NXT just doesn't work for me anymore. It's not, and a lot of it has to do with the Authors of Pain. I'll be honest with you, they really, them and then the Drifter asshole. Oh my God, how bad is he? And if you can't get over in NXT, which is a very forgiving crowd, and quite honestly, they're a pretty knowledgeable group, and they have elevated people there that you would have never thought would have got over. But if you're not getting over with that crowd, then it's just not meant to be. And I can tell you, the Drifter, whatever name he goes by, Elias something or other, oh my God. It's not good. It's just not good. Of course, that's just my opinion. And apparently, opinion of a lot of other people who are no longer showing up for your live events. Just saying. Yeah, that looks a lot better, don't you think? Glad I made the change. Alright, that'll be the new NWA World Tag Team Championship. If the Drifter is getting over on Raw, that tells you how bad Raw is right now. Wrestle Rock 86. It's on my list. I haven't seen it in so long. It would be like watching it for the first time. Unfortunately, when the AWA was starting to do their super shows, trying to, piggyback off the wrestling phenom that was WrestleMania, is when they kind of started losing their own identity. That's when they started kind of copycatting rather than being themselves, and it just really never worked. They kept on bringing everyone in from every promotion, trying to make it, this super event, and they have the WCCW there. They've got the Mid-South, USWA, call it what you will. And they tried that whole title for title thing. It just... I feel like they would have done much better sticking to themselves. I get what their goal was, what they were trying to do. I get it. I don't know. I mean, what Vince did was he stuck to his own people and then brought in some big-name celebrities. And again, one of the reasons why he has been successful, why the WWF, now WWE, is to the point where it's at now, that it was able to get to be in a public company, a publicly traded company, is because this guy took risks. And a lot of these other guys really don't take risks so much as copy what's been done. Alright, so we're going to try this one as well. Get rid of all this stuff here. Yeah, PJ, I agree. This, by the way, is my favorite version of the Intercontinental Championship. Back when Tito Santana took it from Morocco, Morocco had it with Pedro Morales, and eventually Santana and Valentine would trade this belt back and forth in what I've always said is the greatest feud of all time. A lot of things go into making a great feud. They dragged that thing out for a year, and it was so good. They used the injury angle throughout. Santana was legitimately having knee surgery done, so they wrote that in, worked out fine. It helps that it was back in the days of kayfabe, so we bought it. We really thought he screwed his knee up. They showed the surgery clips on TV. It made it very realistic. And once again, where is my image? But the biggest thing to making a great feud, I think, I feel like there should be an image here somewhere. Well, let's go down a little further and see if it's slipped in here somewhere. Yeah, if you take a look back at Tito Santana and Don Morocco for the Intercontinental title, or Morocco and Morales for the Intercontinental title, this is pretty much what it looked like if I could find the stupid image that I just uploaded a little while ago. You'll get a much more accurate version. Yeah, and that was, again, now that's one of the things the AWA did well that the WWF never would do. They would never acknowledge any other organization. I grew up in New York. I didn't know there was other wrestling. I thought that was it. That was wrestling that everybody had to watch. Until one day when I was a kid and I saw a wrestling magazine, I'm like, who the hell are these guys? And slowly but surely I started to find out that there was life after New York. And then when I moved down south and I started seeing the NWA in 1986, I was like, wow, this is totally different. It is so much cooler. I would tell my friends back in New York, because you guys don't know what you're missing, as this stuff is so much better. One of my buddies, we were watching a live MSG show on MSG Network back in the day, and Mike Graham did a special appearance. He wrestled one night. He wasn't on the roster or anything, but that was back in the day where once in a while Dusty Rhodes would show up and wrestle. So in this case it was Mike Graham wrestling, and my buddy's like, oh yeah, I saw him when I was visiting in Florida. This guy can wrestle, he's good. And then when I moved down here, I got to see Mike Graham a little bit more. I know I just uploaded this thing, but sometimes it'll scatter things about a little bit. Or there could have been a problem with the logo upload, I suppose. But yeah, they acknowledged almost everything in the NWA. I seem to recall the NWA... Yeah, they would acknowledge. I remember them, like when Barry Windham showed up, former World Tag Team Champion, and several. They might not have gone by name as such. Where the AWA definitely did drop names. They had no problem with that. But at the same time, I think that's a smart move. I think that it legitimizes their organization. It's like, think about it. Somebody goes into the UFC and it's their first fight, but they've had a 20-0 record in one of the other... Uh-oh, that's not good. Where'd my damn image go? Unless I pass it, I'm going to go slower this time, but it may not have made it. Sometimes these things glitch up a bit. Or maybe I didn't download it, but I'm pretty sure I did. I'll tell you right now, spoiler alert, Rock and Roll Express will have almost nothing to do with my AWA. And Rick Martel's already the champion going in, so yeah, safe bet on that. And that was one of the other things that went into my decision making for the season, is the fact that, hey, we've actually got Rick Martel, guys, come on. I was watching, or I didn't get to see the video, but I saw the thumbnail for it, and then I kind of lost it in translation, so I never got to see the video. But apparently, we knew Rick Martel was supposed to be in the game last year, and in the last minute they cut him out for some unknown reason. And apparently they were also supposed to have Stan the Lariat Hansen, and he got canceled. Why they didn't put him in this season, I don't know. They've never had him either, I don't think. I can't recall Stan Hansen ever being in a WWF video game. I think it would behoove the company at this point in time to actually come out. It's been so long since they've had a, WrestleMania, Legends of WrestleMania, whatever you want to call it. where it's featuring all of the former stars. And, you know, we talk about their Legends of WrestleMania game from, what, 7 years ago? Even that didn't have Tito Santana, for example. But I do think that it's way overdue, and that it's something that should happen. I think it would do well financially for them. I think it would sell well. Even with a newer crowd, I think, hey, it's a wrestling video game. Even though they don't know who the guys are, they'll get it, they'll play with it, and then through that, they'll actually learn some more history of the game. There it is. Jeez Louise, going the long way for sure. All right, so that's the old Intercontinental Championship right there. No, that's not true. Michael Hayes was in the WWF, and he wrestled on a few occasions back with the Rock and Wrestling Connection. He was managed by Cyndi Lauper's manager, Dave Wolf. The whole Freebirds were. Dave Wolf brought in the Fabulous Freebirds. They only lasted about a month. And there's a story behind it which I can't think of right now. And I believe it was on one of those Legends of Wrestling roundtables that they did, where he discusses, you know, what had happened and why they didn't last in the WWF very long, which they didn't. But it was right around the same. It was right after WrestleMania, I want to say. So it would have been late 85. All right, guys, that is the original. I don't know about original, but I think that actually is the original Intercontinental Championship. That was the one that was it. Pat Patterson won over in Rio de Janeiro in a tournament that never actually happened. They created a story that there was a tournament in Rio de Janeiro for the Intercontinental title, and Pat Patterson won. And they handed him a strap and said, "Hey, go out there like you just won a tournament." But again, it was the old days, man. There was no internet back then. There was kayfabe, and you believed it. Well, that right there is my favorite Intercontinental Championship title. Yeah, you see, that's the difference right there, what you just hit on. The last time they did do it, they had a totally different engine. It had stupidity all around it. You had QTE, quick time events going on. It was just... It wasn't good, if we're being honest. It wasn't good. It wasn't the worst wrestling game ever made, but it was so below what it could have been. Had a really solid roster. You know, let's talk about this year's. I hear a lot of people, even on that community page that I've told you about, that are like, "Oh, I'm not getting it because it doesn't have any legends this year. It's just a Rock and Roll Express." No, they've still got Tatsumi Fujinami. They still have a whole mess. Just about everybody. Arn Anderson got cut out. Brian Pillman got cut out. A few others got. But you still got the Godfather. You got Papa Shango. You got... The majority of them is there. So Andre's there again. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this year they've got to do something new with Andre, right? They're going to bring out the young Andre. They're going to give him the big hair. He's actually going to have some offensive moves where he can throw a drop kick. Because if you haven't seen Andre the Giant throw a drop kick, you need to go watch some really old Andre video. Because back in the 70s, he threw a drop kick. Yeah, like I said, this has always been my favorite version. I was always just waiting for someone to make it, and someone kind of made it, but being honest, it really didn't come out very good. And I was using it for the last couple weeks, and I was like, no, I want to have the real deal going into 2K18. So again, I'm experimenting a little bit here, just trying things out so I can maybe get more familiar with them, iron out the kinks, so to speak. Alright, what I'm going to try here, I don't know, I'd have to give somebody up though. I don't know if I can get rid of anything. Yeah, I can't add, I got to get rid of something, so let's see. Or actually, no. But yeah, I should be able to delete from here. You know what? Until you just mentioned that, I forgot all about that. God almighty. You know what? No, I don't think Hogan told him for that reason. I think Hogan told him not to do that because Hogan didn't want to get killed. Alright, who can I get rid of? I don't want to get rid of Adrian, even though I'm pretty much... I don't know that I'll have time to use him again the next week, but I was kind of hoping to do an East-West connection with him and Jesse. I haven't had a chance to do that yet. Maybe that's the reason I need to dump it, though. Yeah, I'm going to just get rid of that. Alright. Makes me sad, but there he goes. Yeah, I think he did one, and Hogan looked up and saw that shit, and he turned around.
All right, brother, that's it. No more. You gotta understand something, dude. I get hurt. Nobody gets paid, man.
That, or it could also be because Hogan doesn't like sharing the spotlight very much. I finally got around to watching. I missed it a few weeks ago when it was on Fox News Network there. They had, dadgummit, what's the name of that show? There's a show they have where they interview a person. And they don't interview them by just asking them questions. They interview them in their house, and they walk around and look at things in their house. And it's like, okay, what is this? Why do you have it? And oh, dadgummit, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, Hogan was on it like 2 weeks ago. And I didn't get to watch it, but then it was on YouTube, and I watched it on YouTube. And it's hard, man. It's like every time I hear him talking, it's like, God, he's such a bullshit artist. It's like, nobody's buying this. I don't think anyone's buying it, but whatever. Alright, we're gonna go new male superstar. Alright, let's see who's out there paying attention. You gotta name that superstar. First one to get through gets a shout out. I got no prizes yet. Next week I'm planning to, though. Alright, we'll go face first. We'll try this whole thing here. Yeah, but Heyman doesn't try to pretend he's telling the truth. That's what I love about Heyman. I love Paul Heyman, man. I'm guessing you all know who this is, right? Yeah, a little problem with that mouth, I think. Oh, there it goes. Pedro Morales, give that man a cigar. Yes, it is. The legendary Mexican standout star. And I'm already liking the way this thing's turning out, making me wish I'd have done it a while back. Now, there is one that I'm going to be doing next season, and this is a little spoiler alert, but I don't mind. I'll give you this one. Could not find a good picture of him. But he's got one of those faces that if the creative tools work the way they should, then he'll be easy for me to work on. The thing about creative wrestlers mode is if you know a little bit about, some basic art. I took several years, I don't know about many, I took several years of art classes and did a little bit of sculpting and stuff like that, and that's really all this is. This is sculpting. It's much the same as working with clay or anything else. And a lot of the stuff that I do, when the creator, like Shane Douglas this year, for example, that was just from memory. It's like I just kind of visualize their face. When you've seen them enough times over and over again, you kind of get a certain feel for how they look, the parts of them that stand out to you. And that's it. It's like, as you can see, I've only got a small amount of his face here, but I still remember that he's kind of got a rounded out lower jaw. Alright, let's go here. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm liking this a lot. And if they all went that easy, which I know they won't, but... Alright, this is where we're gonna... Ooh, mercy. Yeah, Pedro wasn't around for the cartoon days. He missed that money. Pedro's got the kind of chunky cheeks. Now, you see all that glare right there? That's one of the reasons why I don't like him. Using these facial scans, you always get that kind of crap in there. But that said, there's a couple of tricks that will help with that. I think that's actually going to be the best one to go with there. Yeah, man, I've been wanting that forever. That huge ass smoking helmet. Maybe this. I don't know. Have they already shown the Vader entrance video yet? Seems like they've got all of them posted somewhere or another. This thing's going to need a little bit of help here. Okay, so I'm going to guess they didn't bring out the Mastodon head. Wrong. I'm not going to mess with the ears too much. Forehead. Outer okay. What's up, Amir? Wait a minute, PJ, are you telling me that this year in the game they've got Vader coming out with his headset? His headdress? Because I'm about to pull that shit up and look at that. Oh my God! All right, wait a minute. Where's my phone? Get over here. I'm about to jizz. If they would have done Andre in a drop kick, I would have been totally there. They gain a lot of points with this. I almost wish I would have known that now. It would have thrown me completely into a tizzy when the game comes out. All right, let's see here. Come on, man. Come on, man. Alright, let's see what this one has. Skip survey. That's Chris Jericho. Oh, they got a good version of Jericho going on. I like that. I wasn't real happy with this year's. Alright, we've seen that Undertaker before. Of course, we've seen pretty much all of the Undertakers before. Oh, for the love of God, putting freaking commercials in the middle. I hate that. Oh, there he is. Oh, God. The friggin' eyes light up. I don't want to say nothing, but I'm pretty sure he wrestled in the AWA. I see a lot of potential for this guy in the AWA. Oh my God. Jeez. Oh my God, this is awesome. Do it. Oh. Damn. All right, that just made my day officially. Dude, that was just so friggin' amazing. I'm just like a little bit inside. I'm dying right now. Well, here's the thing. I'm not doing WCW. That's definitely out. ECW is definitely out. Not doing that this year. But didn't he officially come in during the NWA? They weren't they still under the NWA banner right before the WCW buyout? Maybe not. It was close. I may have to take some artistic liberties. But then again, he was in the AWA, so... All right, well, there you go. NWA, boom. Between that and the AWA. Yeah, that's what I thought he kind of made his... Because they were doing that whole Japanese talent exchange and... Let's go this way. Oh my God! It kind of goes back to the TNA thing. It's over, man. TNA is dead. You killed it 100 times over again. Doesn't matter who could buy it, man. You could give it to me with a $20 million budget, and you can't save it. You put NWA on there, and it's dead. You'd have to have a new product. So he's trying to buy history, and it doesn't work like that. Everyone knows the NWA went to be in the WCW. Everyone knows WCW is dead. That's it. Does the NWA sort of exist? Sort of barely? But not really. I mean, you don't have territories anymore. It's gone. There's no more regions. You have local promotions, but it's all barnyard wrestling. You don't have a qualified, who's out there? Even the USWA was the last contender. Who else has a niche where they've got an audience and a TV show on Saturdays and things like that? Nobody. No, don't insult The Walking Dead, man. Walking Dead's one of the hottest shows on TV. Impact is dead. Impact is CSI. I mean, Pedro, he's got some puffy ass cheeks. Can't quite get it to do what I mean, they're going out widthwise, but I can't get them to protrude forward. Depth. Let me try depth again. Maybe that was it. Yeah, old Shane, man, I'll tell you what. Alright, let's see, width. From the front, that's pretty damn good. A little tough to get some of the side to fill out the way I want it to, because there's only so much you can do with this thing. Alright, let's start working this through. Alright, height, we're going to give him just that 6 foot. Which, by the way, none of these things scale well at all. Wait. I don't remember what he was weighing in. I mean, they obviously bill him at a different weight. He wasn't a huge guy. Body type. Alright, let's see. Not quite that chunky. Let's see where we at. I think we're looking for. Now, I'll say one thing about the creative mode that I'm looking forward to is a lot of this stuff is much more controllable. Good Lord, it looks like King Kong Bundy, doesn't he? Oh, brother. All right, let me see what I'm able to do here. Body adjustments. We need a. I don't recall. I mean, I've used Orndorff even this year in the LWF, but I don't recall using him. I may have. I just don't recall it. See, I want to use this, but I need to fatten it out more. All right, we're gonna have to try something. Oh gosh. See, that's too big. And that's the other thing too, and I haven't seen, but I don't think they fixed it. They need to have a super heavyweight. They need to have a Yokozuna proper size, overweight, Abdullah the Butcher. You know, they need that super fat. Let's just call it what it is. Need that super fat body style. Dude, tell me he doesn't look like Bundy. Look at that. Boom! When I make Bundy, he won't look that good. All right, let's start with the chest. I'm starting to worry about this. Jeez, Pedro was not this fat. So here's the part where now, once you get this in the new game, you can change this up a little bit. I probably do, man. I've done so many videos over 15 years, who can remember? Santosh, what's up, man? Oh, I'm so frustrated right now. That's just too big. I can't. I'm sorry, Pedro. I can't do that to you, buddy. But damn it, they're not giving me the right size either. Let me see what happens. This might work. Let me go. I'll get to the arms in a minute. Right now, I just want to check on these abs. Where's the abs? All right, stomach and abs. Sorry. Yeah, you know what? I think I can make that work. Back. That works. Shoulders. I've actually got a scan for Bundy. But in all honesty, I can probably just do a better Bundy without a face scan. Alright, go with that. Go with that. Alright, homeboy's got a booty. Alright, I'm good with this. Yeah, there's a lot about the ECW that I liked. Not only doing my videos, but the actual product, of course, itself. Let me go to the neck here and see what up. Oh, it's just the back of the neck. And that's, you know, there's never a time where I hear that song on the radio and don't think ECW. And I did a similar program, one of my streams like this, where it was open conversation. And one of the things I talked about is the copyright stuff. You know, back in the day, like if you watch the network now and you watch wrestling match, watch first WrestleMania. WrestleMania 1 is not really WrestleMania 1 because they keep on cutting all the music out for the entrances. And I get why, because the artists have the rights to the music, and the logic is we want to be paid for it. And what the idiots don't realize is they were. Because when Barry Windham and Mike Rotundo came out to Born in the USA, I bought Bruce Springsteen's album because I wanted that song. You know, I bought Queen's album because Another One Bites the Dust was JYD's song. I bought Cyndi Lauper's first 3 albums because she was one of the founders of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. You know, I bought a lot of music because their music was tied to wrestling. They just don't seem to get that it helped them. Why do you want to punish? Are the organizations like the WWE making, I don't know, they're not making money off your music. The guy comes into it for 40 seconds. It's a 40-second intro. But what it's doing is driving up your sales, so it's stupid. See? Case right there. PJ made my case. Okay, attire. By the way, I love the fact that hair is under attire. Yep, 100%. And I'll tell you what, getting that UWF library, oh my God, it's going to be painful. Because UWF ran some really good stuff with the song choices they had for their wrestlers. It's all going to be gone because the WWE Network's never going to pay the royalties. All right. Pedro had a pretty simple hairstyle. Thank God for small favors. Oh, that's pretty much it. Not going to settle on that one necessarily, but it'll be tough to beat it. All right, now let me see what other options I got. I gotta admit, that's not bad either. Yeah, that was my logic too when I was starting to realize I couldn't find hair. Like, you know, when the release came out a year ago, and I'm trying to do these creations, and I'm like, where the frig they got the hair? And I was getting really pissed off, and then all of a sudden I find it, and I'm like, you got to be kidding. What, you're wearing it, I guess? That's also not too bad. But I think I'm still going to stick with the one I got. Ooh. So, man, there's a lot of different options here that would all be good for him. I'm going to stick with that. Alright, facial hair, no. Although, let me see. If I go here, so I can use this to hide some of this glare from the picture. We are looking for that 5 o'clock shadow. How about Matt and Jeff Hardy being in the game? Not that that was a big surprise. I'll leave that right like it is. Hateful Morales. Nasty. I download good stuff when I find it. It saves me a lot of time. Sometimes someone's got something going on where I can just make some tweaks to it here and there. This year I downloaded quite a few. But, you know, for 2K18 I'll be making a lot because I got to get up and running and I can't wait 2 months for content to come out. What can I do? Not sure if I can hide that enough. That's not bad. Oh yeah, I'll say one thing. Having the matches the way that you can now, 2 out of 3, I mean, look, for old school wrestling, 2 out of 3 was normal. So I'm real excited about that. Alright, so here is what I use to help take all that glare out, although now it's going to cut into the hairline, which I'm not too happy about for that, but we're going to fade it out a bit so you won't see it. So basically, once you get right to this area here, you're in that flesh tone. And then I'm just going to try and get it to match right about there, maybe a little darker. Then we're just going to fade it down enough to let the key parts come through, like the eyes and the eyebrows. But then it hides a lot of that gleam that was annoying the crap out of me. It kind of fleshes it out a little bit. So you get some of the highlights and you lose some of the headaches. There's still that dark spot right there on this side of his face. And I'm probably going to do a little something with that as well, because I know it's going to look much worse during an entrance. So, yeah, I guess that is it. Personally, I like to use the round shapes because I think they work the best for facial contours. But again, anything that's like dark here is going to look so much darker on the entrance. So one of the things I've been doing on my Photoshop work is anything that's dark, I just carve that out, and I'm going to let the game take care of the rest. So I'm going to put that right there, same color, and now all of a sudden that dark spot is pretty much gone. And that's going to look a lot better during the entrance. What's going on here? There we go. Now to even it up, I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. It'll make it look a little bit more even. I'm probably going to do the forehead too, because that's got that orangey thing going on. Insert Donald Trump joke here. It may download on the 11th, but I don't think you'll be able to use it until, I think it's the 13th. It's 4 days early. So it's coming out on the 17th, general sale. Let me think. So 17th comes out, so 16. Or try again. Yeah, 16, 15. 14th, 13th. Should be the 13th. I'll check a little bit on my what should I call it? Well, it's actually coming out good. Too bad it's almost feeling bad now that this game's dead in a week. I'll look at my Best Buy account to see when I can pick it up. Well, I'm going to probably upload this dude. It sucks that I waited this long to make it because this game actually coming out pretty decent. But there you go. There's the face, the hair, the whole damn thing. Alright, let's hit the body. We got nothing there, no tattoos. We do need hair. Body art, body art, body art, hair. There we go. Yeah, back in the day, these guys were hairy. Had that George Animal Steel thing going on, man. Wow. Speaking of George Steele, boom. Bring that up just a little bit more. There we go. Tim is in the house. No, I have not. I just saw the Vader intro, and I think I have to change my underwear. PJ, that's kind of what I do. Like I said, sometimes I'll download other people's work that looks good, and then I'll just clean it up by doing stuff like that. The Morocco I use is here. I forget who made it, but he had really dark spots on his foreheads where his hairline would begin, and I just kind of faded those out a bit by doing the same trick. But it's so hard to get a clean picture. See, that's one of the other things I'll say. All right. They're not going to create the Legends roster that a lot of us would like to have. Or by the same token, think about how many wrestlers join after they've already done the roster for the game. How hard would it be for WWE to have a section on the WWE2k page or on the official WWE.com page with clean face shots of wrestlers? Hell, it would be even nicer if they were already set up as if they were a scan. It doesn't have to be, I mean, you can do it with a regular photograph. That's all we're doing. Where you can just download it and kind of create your own and have a pretty solid thing to work from. Because you know they have all these, they take hundreds of pictures of these guys and girls before, they ever release information and stuff like that out. They always have a million headshots from all. I remember when Hogan jumped to WCW. They ran a story in WWF magazine about how he was afraid, he was scared off by Yokozuna. And when you open up the magazine, there is a picture of Hogan with this look of terror on his face, shrieking, and it was the whole friggin' 8.5 by 11 page. Well, that's because they did 100 pictures of him back when he was happy with the company and he was the champion. Said, all right, give us one now where you're mad. Give us one now where you're scared. Give us one now where... And he didn't know, when they're going to use it, how they're going to use it. And next thing you know, there they are, making him look like a coward of Yokozuna. I've got to be honest with you, man. I cannot get into Harley Race at any point in his career. He just does not excite me. I don't get it. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, tell you Harley was the man, this and that. I didn't think his interviews were that great. There's just nothing about him that makes me go, yeah, I need me some Harley Race. Lower body, we need the trunks. Pedro, one of them guys that had the big trunks. And let's see, that looks like a reddish. Oh, that's pretty accurate right there. A little too bright. Let's just dull it down a tad bit. And here we go. And give one of these on each side. Getting rid of that blur effect is going to be a nice change as well. I'll probably have to tweak that up again a little bit more. Didn't quite sit the way I wanted to. Or actually, it's the rotation that did it. Yeah, we were discussing that earlier. It's not coming back, man. You know that, and I know that. They're not going to do. They're going to have one ring, I guarantee it. And so now I thought it was just 2 tag teams going at it, which that was a bad enough joke on its own. Now here's 3 tag teams going at it. All I can hear in my head is Jim Cornette, who must have a video already out on the subject from his podcast. All I can hear is Jim Cornette going, these motherfuckers, they have a way of fucking up a wet dream. They said 2 rings, really? You know what? It'll be nice that they're doing it that way, but you still fucked it up with tag teams. All right, so it's 3-on-3 and 3 teams? Here's why that fails. You have 2 doors. Again, all I can hear is Jim Cornette and how he must be just screaming his head off. You have 2 doors, you fucking idiots. What are you thinking? You have this oddball team in there and all. Oh my God, it's just not right. But maybe it'll surprise me and have a hell of a match. And when does this fiasco go on air? Or is it like Starrcade? They're going to call it Starrcade, but there's no coverage of it on the network. Yeah, the later War Games all sucked, man. When they started putting Hogan in War Games, it's like, ugh. I wish Pedro was a little chunkier, man. Yeah, when is NXT TakeOver Houston taking place, though? What is that? I guess November? Is that part of Survivor Series? Oh, man, that friggin' Vader entrance. Ah! Alright, let me find some old Pedro here real quick just to get... Can't remember if he had tape on his wrist or not. I don't think he did. Most of the guys back then didn't. I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna definitely check it out. Yeah, I didn't think he had any tape. I want to check out his boots and knee pads here. Pedro Morales versus Sergeant Slaughter. Ooh. I want to skip the friggin' ad. Hate when they make you sit through those damn things. Not enough to pay for it, but old MSG, God almighty, I love it. Fighting to curfew. The Grand Wizard of Wrestling. Ah. From Culebra. Oh yeah, I gotta do the stupid ring jacket too, don't I? I kinda like the one he's wearing in this video. I think I have to change the hair though. Alright, pretty much orange and orange. Thought so, just wanted to see. Lower body. Knee pad left. Yeah, how would that work? You imagine that? And knee pads, because they're a little bit grungy and stuff. Gotta darken them down a little bit. I hate when people make a creative wrestler and like when they're matching colors, generally speaking, and then they turn around and make everything match exactly, because it never does in real life. And it's the little things that make a difference. Now we gotta try and find that. That might be good enough. Let's see what we got here. Color. Oh, yeah, that's gonna work. Wrong selection. Let's go this way. Oh, that's wrong too. There we go. Yeah, I don't see that happening, man. My biggest disappointment with the game, in all honesty, is the lack of Arn Anderson. That is my biggest... I mean, granted, I haven't played the game yet. I might have a lot more qualms after next week. But for the moment... and I miss the old one, like where you'd have socks up to the knees, and then you could adjust the length so that as much or as little showed as you wanted. Like, that would be good, except... Let me see. Hold on. Yeah, no, that sucks. It's got stripes down the side. You're killing me, Smalls. Nope. Alright, we're going back in this hair. Yeah, Pedro had some amazing matches at the Boston Garden. There we go. Mamma mia! Yeah, you know what? If there wasn't only 7 days left, I'd put a little more detail into this. This is going to be a quick one right here. I'm actually happy with the way this thing's turning out, though, considering. Alright, so let's go save that part. I feel like I should save the whole damn thing real quick before, like, God forbid, the PS4 locks up or something. Hey, you nasty! Alright, we're gonna copy. It would not be a bad idea, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do it. I'll be honest with you, and I know Jim Ross has had a hell of a bad year, but the last... What was the last... Did he do the Mae Young? No. Yeah, that was him, wasn't it? Who did the... What was the last, like, NXT thing that they brought Jim Ross in for? It wasn't good. Alright, let's see. We're going to edit the attire. We're going to add a jacket. Yeah, it was Mae Young. It just, look, like I said, maybe a women's tournament wasn't the right thing with his wife and all passing away the way she did, but I don't know. It just, it felt a little forced. And by the way, gosh dang it, can you guys please come out with like a 70s style jacket with the poofy collared sleeves and kind of like this is almost right. If it weren't for all that Dustin Rhodes crap on it, and I'm going to have to probably make do with that. Alright, forget the material for the moment. Let's just go all color, and it's going to be black. And then we just go get some red design stuff on there. Squiggle lines or something like that. with something like this. Whoa. Yeah, honestly, I think he's kind of going through the motions right now. I mean, he's not in it anymore like he used to be, so I don't think he has the same... And it's understandable, too, but I just don't think he has the same passion for it anymore. Yeah, Tim, I was actually mentioning that earlier. I didn't get to look myself yet, but I think actually I read your post that mentioned the fact that they got a whole mess of them in. So I'll definitely be checking those out as soon as I can find a minute. Because the WCCW was not my thing back in the day. By the time they got to ESPN, whoa, slow down there, Skippy. By the time they got to ESPN, I'd already started dealing with the NWA in Florida, and that was just, you know, for me, there wasn't anything beating that. Vern Gagne, oh Lord, talk about watching paint dry. Between Vern and Greg, I don't know what put me to sleep better. Like if I'm having a bad time falling asleep, I will watch some Vern Gagne wrestling. I do not know the answer to your question. I did hear recently that they were going to do that, which to me is a waste of bandwidth, but okay. I thought both of those shows were just pretty rough to watch. I'd much rather have all the MSG and Boston Garden and Spectrum shows. I know they did add... I think they added a few more MSGs not too long ago, but... honest to God, when I bought the network, that was what it was for. It was to relive all the classic Madison Square Garden shows. There was one dude on YouTube who had an amazing collection posted for the MSG, Boston Garden, Spectrum, all that good stuff, and they shut his channel down. Which, I get it, but if you're not putting it on your channel, then let him post it so we can watch it. Yeah, I wouldn't hold my breath on that one. Yeah, Buff doesn't get any say in that, man. He signed contracts back in the day. WWE owns all that crap. Buff lost the stuff. Let's see. You can put El Tigre on the back. What do you think? That was pretty badass, actually. Wrong? That's not what it was. Thank you, JK. don't want to do too much. I was going to put something on the front too, but that'd be a little overkill. That's a good look. All right, Pedro. Sure. Will it fit? Not really. Oh well.
He's just a common man, working hard with his hands. He's just a common man, working hard for a man.
That's actually a decent pose for him. Alright, we're gonna cheer him, yes. Whoops. He's from Puerto Rico, yeah? Wow. Feel the love right there, don't you? Was he Puerto Rico or Mexico? He's Mexican, wasn't he? Sad that I can't recall that. And I say was, I think he's still alive, isn't he? Leave it to me to get the colors reversed. It should have been yellow on red.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the manager, the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. Tonight, the final bout is...
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm over at Puerto Rico. Man, we don't have Puerto Rico here. Good job, guys. Good job. We'll say Morocco, whatever. Not like I use the audio anyway. Personality. Well, it all depends who he's going against. Like if it was Morocco, then it would be very disrespectful. Was he ever a heel? I don't remember him ever being anything but a face. Actually, I'm going to give him some aggressive. And I'm not going to worry about that. Skills. Other than the Boston Crab, did he have a finisher? Oh, really? On the USA. Hold on. Oh, look at you. Oh, not going to happen, though. But good try. They call Donald Trump a racist. It's Vince McMahon, man. No Tito Santana in any game. Doesn't even mention Puerto Rico. Did he do a senton? I do not recall him ever doing that. I guess he always won by Boston Crab, though. I remember when he was in the abdominal stretch a bit, too, but that was back when that was an actual legit hold. What was I on? Skills, right? Yeah. Alright, so second finisher. He ain't no top rope diver. No. Steel cage superplex, I'll give him that. Royal Rumble finisher. By the way, thank God, steel cage matches where you have to get a pinfall or submission and you can't escape the cage as an option. Wow. Table finisher, I'll give him that. Wikipedia. Well, if nobody would have answered me, that's where I was going, so. Springboard, no. Leverage pin, I'll give him that. Comeback for sure. Hammer throw, sure. Fired up. Oh my God. Barrier breaker, no. Through the table, yeah. Even though he never did. Skull crushing, no. Apron, no. Catch finisher. Alright, we're going to go with that. He's at a 76. Probably get him up to, what do you figure about, an 80 if we're being realistic? Alright, so I'll go 78 on the arm. That's the other thing. When people make a creative wrestler, posted at things like maxed out at hundreds, it's like, come on, man. Andre the Giant wasn't maxed out at hundreds. He had a couple 99s in there. I have a whole boatload of the Coliseum videos sitting in my closet on their own shelf. And I've only got one unit left that I can play them on. Oh, I take that back. No, I do have two. I got one out here too. I forgot about it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. When people just load them up with unrealistic numbers. Like, if you give them stamina, take a little recovery off then, or vice versa. Let them recover quicker with less stamina. Reversal. Submission offense. Power, submission, offense. Okay, I'm going to presume that's going to cover technical submission offense. Alright, whichever one is. What do you think? Boston Crab's going to go under technical or power? I guess it would be probably technical, right? Didn't Pedro have a bear hug? I think everybody had a bear hug back then. I know Bruno used it. Eggshell casing? I don't got that. I don't know what that refers to. Pedro was not a flyer. Definitely not going to do springboard. Oh, he'd use those. Like I said, him and Morocco, man, they had some great stuff. Submission defense. Yeah, got him at an 80. That's what I wanted. Alright. Yeah, the clamshell. Oh, eggshell. Right, never mind. Now I got you. I call them clamshells. Same thing. Yeah, I'm sure they've been called both. But yeah, I got jeez. Best of WWF volumes 1 through 7, I think I got, and then I skip around a little bit where I got like, you know, I got the one where the Strike Force win the tag team titles. And you want to talk about a guilty pleasure? Strike Force still one of my all-time favorite tag teams. highly underrated in my humble opinion. I didn't like the Hart Foundation in the beginning. I mean, when I say I didn't like them, I didn't like them. I thought, you know, they wrestled well. I definitely wanted to watch them, but I didn't like them, and I liked them losing because they went up against the Bulldogs early on. Man, I love me some Bulldogs. Love that damn song, man. I don't care what nobody says. Alright, Pedro. Let's see if we can find... Ooh, that's pretty good too, Pedro. Anything with Pedro with the arms folded is going to look good. Damn. I hope I can get the same results in 2K18 that I got here. I'm going to stick with that. Alright, so you figure that was about an hour build. I still haven't done entrance, still haven't done movesets. So it's going to be a long process of building up the Federation. But that's why I always take the whole week off when these games drop. Every year when the new WWE comes out, I always take a week off. And it takes me most of that week just to get it set up to start putting stuff out there. Alright, moveset. I'm going to really just generic the shit out of this. Because again, if I'm lucky, I might have one card that I can squeeze him into just to show him off. Alright, let's see. Custom Superstars. We'll go with, I guess, a normal. I'm gonna stream probably a lot of it, dude. I mean, I'm not kidding you, but it's gonna be a lot like this. So, conversation-wise, we can talk it out. But so far as I know, there's gonna be people wanting to see gameplay. That's not gonna probably happen much. Like, I can tell you right now, when I go live at 12 noon, I'll bounce around in it a little bit just to look around at stuff and see the wallpapers and things like that, the title screens, but gonna go right into the very first match, which nobody's guessed what it's going to be yet. But every year I always decide what the very first match is that I'm going to have on the game, which this year will be simulated. Usually I'll play it. This year it's going to be a simulated match, and it is a dream match, no doubt about it. And when you all see it, you're going to realize good booking. Alright, we are going to copy from... Actually, let me see. I need somebody with a lot of old school wrestling. Ground-oriented. Bret Hart, maybe? I'm thinking Bret Hart right now. Seems like a decent fit. Although, that's the later version of him, isn't it? I don't know how much difference his moveset would be. I'm going to go with that. And we're going to take all of it. Backbreaker and running knee lift. I'll go with that. It couldn't happen because of errors. That is correct. Or errors. Not errors. Backbreaker and running knee lift. Already did that. Yes. Special signature. Oh, that's pretty authentic. Why do I not see a backbreaker already? There we go. Backbreaker 2. Backbreaker, no. Backbreaker 5. Go with that. And running knee lift. That looks like Pedro. Ringside. Like I said, he got down and dirty. I'm going to leave that in. And the pile driver definitely would be something he could use. Alright, so sharpshooter, not quite. The Bostonian Crab. And senton, you say? Oops. Was it a running senton, maybe? Yep. We'll go with that one. Sleeper hold. How about a sleeper hold? I don't know if that's an option from this. Yeah, it should be. Oh, let's talk about things that need to be in the damn game this year. An Indian headdress, please. I will not make Wahoo McDaniel without an Indian headdress. Sorry. And I really would like to have Wahoo McDaniel. I mean, between Wahoo and Chief J and didn't Tatanka have a headdress? He did, because they tore it up. It was given to him by Chief J. So how do you have Tatanka and not have a headdress? Somebody wake me up to that. Bring it out. I'm not going to worry about that. Strikes. Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah, but they had Tatanka in this year's... He was in this year's game, right? Last year and this year's? That shows you how much I've used him. And I guess I gotta do one entrance with him. Yeah, I'm alright with Ray. Either way, I mean, I won't have any use for him this year. I actually had a decent Rey Mysterio that I was looking forward to using. I thought WCW was going to get bigger numbers than it did, but it didn't. I mean, it got okay numbers with the videos I posted, but it didn't match WCW and AWA. It wasn't even close. Didn't do anything. I mean, ECW had better numbers. ECW is just way too much work for me, though. Vocally, it hurts. It really, getting that Joey Styles things for an hour to an hour and a half. I walk around with a headache for 2 hours after that, and I just felt like I was going to give myself a freaking aneurysm. And it's not like you can do another voice and have it work. It has to be Joey Styles or don't bother. What am I doing here? Entrance. Create an entrance. Living Legend, no music. I am really seriously if they got a headdress, then we will see Wahoo. I can promise you that. Yeah, like I said, man, I would be so up on that if they would do it. Quite honestly, I'd like it to go to another company. Again, competition's a good thing. Who did that Legends of WrestleMania? Was it Acclaim? I feel like it was Acclaim, but I could be wrong. Well, generally speaking, like even some of what they have this year for NXT, I'm cool with, even though I don't really know the guys because I don't watch them. I like what I'm seeing, generally speaking. My biggest problem is the Wanderer or whatever the freaking the Drifter. I don't know what the hell is Samson. It's like as soon as he's coming out, it's like I gotta go take a piss. Alright, let's see. Do I want to go with... what was I saying? Living Legend. That's what I'm looking for. Alright, we got Living Legend. Title motion. I'm not going to have enough time to give you a title, but... somebody else might. Entrance music is... none. Do we have a... well, we ain't got anything for Puerto Rico, but maybe something from Mexico that we can, you know. Mexican Patriot or something like that. No. Alright, let's just go back to none, which was my original plan because he really didn't have any music. Okay, Titantron movie, that's fine, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Yeah, that'll really screw up a video game plan when the company goes out of business, huh? That ECW game that was out, what was that, PS2?
Oh, God, it was bad.
They even had Dusty Rhodes on it. Like, how'd that happen, man? He was there for like a hot minute. Nah, you know what? I'm just gonna. That's a good guess. That's a good idea right there, the Los Matadors. But I'm just gonna stick with nothing because he didn't have music. And it's easier. Tatanka. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, he's there. He doesn't have the headdress at all, does he? Though, even on his entrance. Well, the same way they switched up Vader, I guess. Actually, let me take a quick look at his entrance. showing Batista. I don't want to see Batista. Batista's another one of those guys that I never liked.
You're just wasting everybody's time.
Damn, that was not what I was hoping for. Cancel. Cancel. Have we seen a Tatanka entrance video? Because I'm not seeing one here. Animations, I don't want to see that. I want entrances. AJ, Hardy Boys. Oh, they got the video of the Hardy Boys entrance up? Oh, I think somebody just made it. I think somebody just made it for 2K17. I don't know. Yeah, that's the 2K17, I think. Let me get a look at Matt. I'll tell you in a second. You got some pretty strong Jeff Hardys out there, but I don't know if that's Matt or not. Yeah, it doesn't have the right ring post. Yeah, I gotta admit, that was pretty badass when they showed up at WrestleMania. Even though we all knew it was coming to happen. Well, I'm not seeing Tatanka's entrance for this year. He is in the game though, right? Alright, let's put this to the test. No holds barred. Pedro. So you can see those spots on Morocco's forehead over his eyebrows there on either side that I had to fade those down a lot. We'll go with Dick Worley as the referee over here. Damn, Pedro, come out looking pretty good. Would have liked to give him a little bit more gut there, but... I really do. Man, I'm losing my mind. Other thing I want to see is how long the load time is on the new game now that they're focused on just the current generation systems. And he's in the game. Screenshots and videos coming soon. They don't have anything looking like they've got them. So again, they got a bunch of legends. I know people are saying they didn't add any legends. They just carried a lot of legends over. Let's go through this list of legends that aren't in the game that are actually in the game. Sometimes I swear people just want to complain to hear themselves complain. It's Pedro Morales. So you got Albert. There's a legend. Gosh dang it. Alundra Blaze, Andre, that's 3. Bam Bam's 4. Technically, Batista's 5. Bossman is 6. Booker makes 7. Brett is 8. Bulldog is 9. Brutus is 10. Buddy Roberts. I mean, they got plenty of, shit. Bushwhackers. Cactus. Seems loaded with legends. Jericho, old school Jericho. Daniel Bryan. Dusty Rhodes, the list goes on and on. Earthquake type. I mean, look, they already had a whole bunch of legends in the game. So they added the Rock and Roll Express, which is not a bad ad, by the way. Texas Deathmatch, Madison Square Garden style. Damn, I didn't realize I was playing. I thought I put it... Oh, my bad. Oh, look at his face. It's all friggin' yellow. Gosh, damn it. After all that work. But that's why I don't use the face scans right there. Because it actually looked good. And then you put it in the game and it looks like crap. You missed. Pedro's got the chair. Uh-oh. Like that right there. Would it be too hard to add the sound effect of the chair striking Pedro in the head? Uh-oh. Hawaiian Hammer backfires on Morocco. The Hawaiian native now on the receiving end of some tremendous shots here at the hands of Pedro Morales, former world champion. Oh, there goes the baseball bat flying into the air. It was almost bat day here at Madison Square Garden for a lucky fan. Normally you have to go to the Bronx to Yankee Stadium to get one of those. What's Morales going to do here? Suplex on the baseball bat. It is all legal in this one. Pedro Morales with that steel chair, missing Morocco. Missing again. Oh, third time's a charm. Down across the abdomen. Could have fractured some ribs off that one. The Magnificent One in trouble here, Madison Square Garden. Fans hanging from the rafters. As Pedro Morales back into the ring, Morocco in trouble. Pulling himself up off the canvas. And now it is Morales on the losing end of that battle. Irish whip into the turnbuckle, and now Morocco trying to take over on this one. Shoulder block into the midsection, and Morales is down. Referee's only job in this one is to count the three or find out if his one man is willing to submit. Again, Morocco looked like he was going for that Hawaiian Hammer, and if he hits it, it's all over. Morocco climbing out and dropping Pedro Morales on his head. Once again, Morocco's got him up. Shoulder breaker. He hooks the leg, referee in position, and Pedro getting up. Much to the dismay of Don Morocco. Look at this, Morocco grinding the face of Pedro into the canvas. Morocco tasting a steel as it just drives into the midsection again. Oh, Morales almost took a shot at the referee. That's how that'll get you out. Well, this is a no disqualification match. You'd get away with it. Going for that suplex. Picture perfect right there by Pedro Morales. Oh, Morocco and Pedro exchanging blows in the middle of the ring. What's he going to do now? Morales has him up. Backbreaker. Morocco is in trouble. And now Pedro Morales has got him in there. The Boston Crab cinched deep. Oh, missed it. Morocco survives. But it is Pedro Morales with the clothesline. What's he going to do here? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. This is dangerous right here. He's got Morocco's neck trapped inside of that chair. He kicks him in the midsection like that's going to have anything to do. Morocco kicking his way off of that. And now up in the air, Pedro down across the knee from the backbreaker. What's good for the goose, good for the gander. Morocco goes for the cover, gets one. And that's all he's going to get. Pedro Morales fighting his way back once again. Belly to back suplex, yes. And it is Pedro Morales rolling it outside. And now here out on the floor, ramming Morocco into the apron. Now into the guardrail. These two men exchanging blows back and forth. Face first to the mat. Oh, look at this. On the concrete floor, Morocco has busted him open. Now Morales returning a favor. Morocco into the steal. Call him Samoan drop and Pedro. Morales is down. Two, and he... Oh, look at this. Morocco has got him in the Boston Crab. He's going to try and beat him with his elbow. Morales managing to escape. Driving that chair into the back. Oh, the magnificent one. Morocco now throwing Morales down to the floor. But it is Morales stunning the magnificent Morocco. Both of these men round and round, taking their opportunities as they come. Oh my goodness, face first on the cement floor. Look at the blood spilling from the head of Pedro Morales. Referee in position. And again, Morales gets a shoulder up. What is keeping this man in the match? Morales may have too much heart right now for his own good. There's a reverse on the Irish whip. Morocco out to the apron, and now it is Morales. He's got that steel chair. Oh, and he nailed Morocco. And now the magnificent one is bleeding as well. Both men bleeding profusely. Morocco from behind, dropping. Pedro, I think his head struck the steel chair. I'm not certain. Morocco's got him up, down, across the knee. And Pedro Morales heading outside the ring. Both of these men exchanging blows here ringside. This is classic WWF wrestling at its best. And now look at this, Morocco hammering down on that busted open forehead. Both of these men going to need medical attention when this one is over, fans. Neck breaker. See the blood on that steel chair. just nailed him with it. Now Pedro goes for the cover, hooks the leg. Will it be enough? It's over. Pedro Morales just knocked Morocco into next week. The FWF debut of Pedro Morales. We look back a moment to that one. Both men, look at it. Morocco ran straight into that steel chair. We have a great team of physicians here at ringside that have already patched up Pedro Morales. Your winner. Yeah, they might want to work on that little thing there too, man. Guy just got busted open big time, and now he's perfectly fine at the end. 2K. Like the monster truck commercials. Sunday. Alright. One last tweak on Pedro there to get rid of that shine. As much as I can. And then I'm going to post them up there in case anyone's interested. We get a quick look here at Hogan. Once this thing stops swimming. So, kind of tough to tell from that angle, but that's a pretty good shot I had of him. I got to do a little bit more darkening on the mustache, but other than that, that was a shot from, oh God, I want to say 88. So he was still in the early days of Hulkamania, and it was looking pretty good back then. Robert, you just missed the match of the century, man. It's alright, you can watch it later on in the replay. Alright, let's see. Pedro. And edit. It's all good, man. You can watch it back. Just skip to like the 2 hour and 45 minute mark. Let's see. Going. No, we're not. We're going. Back it up. Attire. Edit. Facial parts.
Trust me.
Alright, so all I do basically is go there, and now I already have that color picked back up again without having to try and recreate it. And now we're going to go back to the circle. And this time we're going to drop it right up in. Let's see how I want to do this. I don't want it to mess with the mouth because it'll change the coloring there. So I'll go right about there. That should help reduce all that. That's really as much as I can do with it without starting to take away. No, it was Pedro against Morocco, Texas death match, Madison Square Garden. And it was about as accurate as it gets. Definitely had me reliving some moments. So just copy that over, makes it faster that way, and then I'll remove the jacket and we're good to go. Alright, you see what's happening there? This happens. I don't know what it is. Alright, Back to that entire. All of a sudden, one of those circles, and I think it's always the first one, goes back to white. And it's happened to me 3 times now, so I'm not sure what that's about. Oh, it's 2K. Well, that's all you need to know, really. And I think it's this one. Yes, alright. So now all I have to do is replace that one, and it should be fine. And this was taken out, that dark section here. And we've already got the color saved, so that's quick and easy. And that should fix the problem. Let's see if it stays. Nope. Oh wait, no, it did. Hold on. I think it did anyway. Copy. Paste. Because it's always showing the attire slot 1. There we go. Well, they have manager interference in the game. It's just not consistent enough. In the universe mode, I actually had a guy kind of come down to the ring to the second the guy I was going against. I went to the rope. They had a cutscene where I went to the ropes. He grabbed my leg. Here's what they're missing. They need a manager distraction, which they got plenty of that, that leads to a roll up from behind. How simple. And maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But it gives you that opportunity to have a cheap win. Yeah, they have that in the game. He does. I've had managers pull the referee out on a 2 count. It's just not consistent enough is the problem. I've had the same manager in a match and never even get involved in it. It's like, so here's the thing. You should be able to make a manager who's a manager. Or at least have that option. So somebody like James J. Dillon, where let's say you're not going to have him as a wrestler at all, he's just going to be a manager. And then they have their own stats that you rate based on their manager skills. Do they get involved a lot? Do they cost people a DQ to help them retain a title? Things like that. Edit attire, clothing, upper body, and off. Well, if that's all true, then I'll be a lot happier. You'll forgive me if I don't take 2K at their word for anything. Respect is something that you earn, and they haven't earned any of mine. That's for damn sure. Yeah, but back in 2K13, you were able... Oh, no, not 2K, sorry. I don't recall being jumped after matches. I'm sure it's there. I just, like I said, a few years back, and my memory's not so great on that. I actually put 2K15 in just to get some face scans from Hogan and AJ Lee. There's actually 2 divas I'm going to make. AJ Lee's one, and I'll leave the other one as a surprise, but I think y'all will be happy with it. Not a legend, exactly, but she's got ties to a legend. Still worried about that glare. I think it's still going to suck. Oh well. Robert, you got such a better memory than I do. And I love you for it, man. Start quoting stuff that it's like, did I even do that? And it's like, yeah. Now, I did do a UWF run, which I enjoyed that thoroughly. They had such a great roster. I've already thought to 2K19 that it might be time for the UWF by then to have a run. Like a real all-out run like AWA is going to get this season. Pedro is in the books. That's as much time I'm going to put into that. Like I said, I've just been practicing it up a little bit here. We'll go ahead and upload them. So if anybody wants to grab them, have at it. You might want to do a little bit more of that circle there, that little diet, that touch-up work that I was doing on that shiny spot. Might have to darken that down, take some of the opacity off. Uploads. I got an open slot. Do I not have an open slot? Give me a minute. I'm sure I got a duplicate of something like Santana. Here's the duplicate. So I got the new Santana up there. Now, I love the way Santana came out. I'm hoping I get that same result. I like the way Barry Windham came out. I didn't use the face scan on him. That. Old WWF belts for other titles, which I thought was cool. Again, you got a better memory than I do. Alright, gonna get rid of this Tito, because I got a better one up there. My new hashtag is going to be One Nation instead of Invasion's End. Too much typing. Hey, that's what it all started, man. Invasion's End, and then it just kind of evolved from there. I love you, Robert. I don't know about an arena. I might do a banner, though, because it looks like, and I'm hoping, you know, I saw like the gymnasium and stuff you can do, and there's a lot of banners hanging around, and I'm like, oh, God, please let us be able to add content to the banners to personalize it and customize it. So I would definitely be willing to do something with that. Well, jobbers aren't supposed to reverse. They're supposed to job. Oh, there's nothing wrong with the bandwidth. Just do it. Did it not upload? Let's see if it uploaded or not. There's nothing wrong. Yeah, it's there. Okay. So Pedro Morales is in the house. Chunky monkey. So again, Putski was done completely from memory. This is an interesting one. Kevin Sullivan was somebody else's work that they posted up there, but it had a face scan. It was just a horrible face scan. It was all pixelized. And not for anything. I looked around for a better one, and quite honestly, there aren't a lot of good Kevin Sullivan pictures on the web that you could use for this. Because you really need to get a front face shot, and it's got to be well lit and all this other crap. And it's, as you get to older wrestlers, there wasn't too much of that around out there. But what I did was I removed the face scan, and all of a sudden, the rest of the face looked pretty good by itself. So, again, sometimes you add through subtraction. Sweet Hansen, rather. Nothing, just, that was straight from, I had watched one of his matches, hadn't seen him in forever. I grew up remembering him as, the raw bone Sweet Hansen, bad guy who turned good guy after the Bob Backlund, Billy Ram match, the return match, where he was the guest referee. Guest referee! Something else they didn't bring back this year, you bastards! Well, good. Jobbers are supposed to be that way. I'm happy to hear that. All right, well, you hit me up on that Thanksgiving thing. We'll see what we can do. The holidays are always a little tricky in general, but if I can make it, I'll be there. Pedro looks great here. It's just when you put him in the friggin' match. I guess I should see if that change I just made makes a difference or not. This time I'm going to make sure I don't put myself in to play it. Remember back in, I think it was WCW, actually had every week or so a match between jobbers so that one of them could get a win finally. I forget, they had a little stupid name for it. But it was just nice to see the guys that lose all the time go against one another. And then if you lost that one, you knew you sucked, right? if Randy and Bill Mulkey are getting over on you, damn. Hey, here's a true story. Back in 86, right after WrestleMania, like a couple months, probably 85 still, actually. So WrestleMania was March. It was probably May or June. My birthday's in June. I'll bet you anything it was June. So the WWF has a house show, Long Island, in a college gymnasium. Main event was Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo trying to regain the tag team titles from the Sheik and Volkov. So my dad decided, my dad wasn't a big wrestling fan, but he knew I watched it on Saturday mornings, and once Hulk Hogan got involved, he kind of watched it a little bit here and there. But he decided he was going to take me to go see this match. Well, we get out there, and I think it was pretty early on the night, they come out and announce that, unfortunately, Barry Windham, due to a death in the family, won't be here, which now that I'm much older and much smarter, realize he just no-showed the damn thing, and they came up with a sob story so that the face wouldn't lose credibility with the fans. We'd be, aw, poor Barry. However, filling in for Barry Windham tonight and joining Mike Rotundo will be a worthy tag team partner. So we're all waiting for the end of the night to see who the worthy tag team partner is. Well, as the matches go down, I don't remember the card, but I do remember one part of the card was S.D. Jones wrestled against somebody, and damn, the crowd loved S.D. Jones. Man, we were just S.D.ing the shit out of that thing. And SD wins his match. I get, again, maybe Iron Mike Sharp or some shit. I don't remember. He wins the match. Later on, they have a feature event, which is an over-the-top rope battle royal. And SD Jones wins that shit, too. Finally, here comes the Sheik and Volkov tag team titles. Here's the ring announcer. This will not be a title match because Barry Windham's not there. Mike Rotundo comes down to the ring, and here comes his partner. You guessed it, SD Jones. SD Jones pins, I believe it was Nikolai Volkov for the win. And my dad's like, that's it, they won the belts? They won. I said, no, it was a non-title match. That's why they're allowed to win. Even as a kid, I wasn't stupid. When I heard non-title match and SD comes out, I said, this sumbitch is going over. So it was SD Jones' career night, and there's no video of that, I guarantee it. I loved SD, man. Good guy. Oh, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Go Boston Garden on this one. Yeah, I remember seeing that kind of stuff happen. I do recall that. What a shit ending that is, huh? Coin toss. I think one of those was on like Tuesday Night Titans when they would replay like a card from the Cap Center without the main event, of course. They gave you the follow-up main event. Like if there was an Intercontinental title match, they'd show you that. But they wouldn't show you the Heavyweight Championship usually. What happened to the music? The day the music died. Yeah, that's reeks of 1985. The Capcentiers? What's that about, Johnny? Is that like a nickname they earned? Dr. D. David Schultz, and damn, that boy was crazier than shit. Ended up being a bounty hunter. I'm like, yeah, that's about right. If I was his high school guidance counselor, that would be about what I would suggest. That was how they spelled it. Wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I remember the old days of yelling at the TV back when it was real, damn it. My very first match that I have any recollection of, where I know names and stuff, my uncle was staying over and he was into it. That's how I started watching it. So he turns it on one Saturday morning. I sit down, watch it with him, and Tony Gurria and Rick Martel, the defending tag team champions, come to the ring to face off against Mr. Saito and Mr. Fuji. And Rick Martel goes to that top rope and he comes flying off, and Fuji hits him full on in the face with a bunch of salt and takes the victory. And I said something, I don't remember what, but I guess an 8-year-old, 9-year-old's not supposed to say that. And I wasn't allowed to watch wrestling for a while. But the first chance I got to sneak it back on, I did, and I was hooked ever since. See, the glare looks fine here. Let's see how it looks in the actual match. A little shiny there. But not too bad, actually. Let's hope it lasts like this. SC was a great jobber, man. Yeah, that's the way most of his matches worked out, and then he got a paycheck and he was cool with it. Alright, I don't see that shine. I think that actually worked. I don't want to speak too soon yet, but let me see. That gives me hope. Uh-oh, wait a minute. It's looking a little shiny. Well, that ought to help right there. That'll get some dirt on there and take away that shine. Oh, God, yeah. The big censored mark across the TV screen, which, by the way, well, it's a little better. By the way, that never really censored shit. It was like, Snuka had that X all the time. Because they had to have somebody do the job, man. You can't push everybody. And it was actually great that he was over, because that made the heels that much worse. Imagine if they didn't give a shit. I mean, like Frankie Williams. Frankie Williams is a good enough guy, but nobody gave a shit about him. No one cheered for him. Someone's stealing your shit, huh? Yeah, the Brutus Beefcake. I remember that one, too. That might be the last time they did that. I don't remember one after that. How do you own the rights? You actually have like a copyright on it? Ooh, look at that Boston Crab. He might make him tap. Barrio wasn't bad either. I like that little mini feud he had with Jesse Ventura. That one-off match he had after he got knocked down at the ringside area in Madison Square Garden, and him and Jesse got face to face. I actually don't remember Rude and Jake Roberts having the Death X on them. Quick draw, Rick McGraw. I loved me some Rick McGraw. I really did. Died way too young. So, Robert, what is this name that you bought and that they've stolen? Yeah, I remember Jesse getting up.
You want me? He wants me.
And then a month later, they had one of the worst matches you ever saw. Good thing Jesse could talk and had to look, because God knows he couldn't work. And he'd be the first to tell you, I'm sure. Oh, so the dark match is the name of it. Gotcha. Well, his face definitely is holding up. Uh-oh, Hawaiian Hammer. Oh, the worst possible kind. The Owen Hammer.
Hey, I'll tell you something, PJ, bro. You want to get in the ring with me? I'll show you who's all look, brother.
Whoa, Pedro, where'd he pull that out of after taking a hammer? Yeah, that was very short-lived. I don't even know if they ever stepped in the ring together. Pedro's 2-0 in the FWF. Yeah, the face actually came out pretty good now. There's a little bit of a gleam, but not that bad. All right, guys, it is 3.5 hours in, and I do got to get ready for work tonight, which includes going to sleep. So I'm going to wrap this one up. It has been a great stream. I thank you guys that have been on board with this for much of this time. It's been great conversation about old school wrestling. Hogan ain't bumped in his life. Yeah. Actually, I think I might have even had that on tape somewhere.
And it's Chico Santana. Get it right. Chico. Got a taco stand in Tijuana.
All right, man, you go do that. In the meantime, baby, we've got to get up out of here. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying, American Dream, yes. 2K17, we are counting down. It's, woo, baby, 2K18 just a week away. We going to get funky like a monkey. We invite all you guys, people out there to come and join us, if you will. Until next time, the American Dream saying, so long, everybody. We'll see you ringside. Good night.